I finally got to read Yellowface, making it my first time reading any works by R.F Kuang. R.F Kuang is an Asian American author, and she rose to limelight in 2018 from her first book, Poppy War. I have not read any of these books, but I picked up Yellowface because of its peculiar cover, and I really love contemporary fiction a lot. When I read the premise that this book actually follows this white author who takes the book of an Asian American writer. She doesn't like a good messy storyline. Juniper Song Hayward here. She has this interesting relationship with Athena Liu. Athena is this beautiful Asian American, but she's schooled in a British school. She has this accent that you cannot really place, so it makes her sound posh. Athena is that beautiful girl, Yale graduate. Juniper, on the other hand, she describes herself as just plain brown hair. She's just simple. Got to meet each other in college. Although Athena went to the heights of every writer wants, she got the book deals, while Juniper, on the other hand, first book was not a hit. Yeah, she's just really trying to just navigate through the literary world. Now, her friend invited her for drinks because she was having this Netflix deal. Her book was going to be adapted. After that, she invited her over to her house, and they decided to have this pancake eating contest. They're just having fun. In the opening, we get to know that Athena is going to die, and when she died, it stresses me out. She actually choked on her pancake. You know that you can choke on your own food and it's life-threatening. I do not like how fragile life is. During the 10 minutes wait for the paramedics to arrive, June stole Athena's manuscript. She was writing about these Chinese soldiers. Athena told her that she had not showed it to anybody. June stole the script and she polished it and made it hers. Publishing world ate it up. They put this story in the forefront. Juniper even had to change her name from Juniper Hayward to Juniper Song to kind of sound like in this gray area. So you're not really sure, okay, is she Asian? Is she not? It sparked a lot of outrage. Some people said it was a good follow-up from her first book, while others are saying, okay, you're not supposed to write about the struggle of Chinese soldiers. You're not in the place to do that. And she really battled with those ones at first, but this book was still a bestseller. Now, Juniper is in the spotlight. And how she's going to keep up is just really the question, because you have this great book and you really battle with yourself. Because first of all, you wrote a book and it was not really accepted by anybody. Start to question everything you've ever wrote. Like, okay, what am I going to do for my next book? This book is basically a satire talking about social media world and also the publishing industry and also the book community at large. And the book has this heavy load of humor that is not even forced, that is just really beautiful, and the pacing was quite good. And my first impression after reading this book was that I get it. Honestly, I get Juniper. I know that if I were in Athena's shoes, I would definitely come back and haunt you. Like, I'll come back, my ghost will definitely haunt you, because you're not going to take credit for my work. It's not easy being a writer. I understood Juniper's situation. That might sound weird, but I just really understood Juniper. The first irony in this book is that this book is written by an Asian American, and this person is writing about the experience of a white character here. The literary space, it's just really this race for relevance. And not everybody's going to churn out bestsellers. So generally someone's work is too much, but I understood what she was going through, because there wasn't a part where she saw her old books. And I think a lot of writers will understand that part where she said she missed that old time when you're just writing silly stories. But once you get to a certain part where you want to make this a career and the publishing space is not even fair, it's not easy breaking in. Your book will not remain on the bestsellers list for long. You have to churn out another book to remain relevant. Your social media presence has to be top notch. So I just understood Juniper in that part. And I also understood Juniper that it's not easy writing. It's not easy writing. For someone like me who have dabbled into editing and I also write, it's easy for you to say, okay, I'm editing this work. Once Juniper started editing Athena's work, she was like this beast. She went all in. It's easier to start striking out things from other people's work, but actually sitting down to write your own, you have a lot of self-loathing, you have a lot of, like, you are your own number one critic. In an article I read from The Guardian, she was actually trying to say that, okay, who should tell the story? This to me is, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think nobody should be policed to write a particular story. Like, okay, I'm Nigerian, I have to write about folk tales. That I can write about romance, I can write about anything, because you can empathize with it. I understand that part. However, I am a bit skeptical about the part where they're saying anybody can write anything. Now that I'm always saying it out loud, I think anybody can write anything. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think someone in the UK writes about two lovers in Lagos, Nigeria. It's possible, but I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the question that R.F Kuang is trying to pose in his book. That who gets to tell the story? And she also talked about sensitivity readers. Like she's trying to say that okay, if you are writing a story and you research it, you're supposed to just know that okay, I'm not going to be racist here. I'm going to be sensitive. I'm going to have empathy. I'm going to research this very well and tell the story the right way. And also, she's also talked about having sensitivity readers in other works, but they're sort of like collaborators in her opinion because they got to point out the blind spots and all that. I love books like this that open your mind to a lot of things and just shift your perspective a little. That okay, let's look at it this way. If we look at it as well, Athena is actually also a privileged girl, and the fact that there can only be one person of color or one exotic person that has to be up there, I get her and I agree with it because in the book also they also pointed out the racism and how certain writers who are not white how they are perceived in the space, taking up some kind of imaginary box. I think I also felt that way. Like, oh, she's the voice for Asian Americans now. And they don't have to be more coming behind you. You have to just safeguard that spot that, okay, I'm here, I'm your captain. Not nice. In as much as I like R.F. Kuang's writing technique here, I rated the book a 3. At some point, I was like, okay, we get it. Athena Leo is not perfect. She's such a terrible person. If you look at it in a way, I just want to know what happened next. Are you going to get punished? Are you going to get caught? At a point, I just wanted to know what will happen at the end. So that's why I gave it a 3. But does not take away the fact that this is such a good book. It has to be said, honestly. Until my next book review,